Because I can promise you, the legs will be improved.
What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fuzzy Fitness. So let's start this video with the latest physique update of Hunter Labrada. Now some of us were very thrilled that Hunter is gonna do his first ever Arnold in 2025 because he hinted about that multiple times before the Olympia this year. But it wasn't meant to be, at least not this year. But sooner or later, this is gonna happen because as a top Olympian, he will eventually agree to grace the Arnold stage sometime in the future. So Hunter has been top 6 at the Olympia for 2 years in a row. Now if the mutant Nick Fokker returns to the Olympia stage, that too with his prime self, that is another guy looking to take a spot in that top 5. So how does Hunter move up from here? Well, he can do that because the man has got enormous size. Plus, the vacuum that Hunter added in some of his front shots, especially at the Olympia this year, that also gave him an additional edge in hiding some of his weak points. And Hunter is definitely one of those IFBB pros who is getting better and better with every passing year. So the Olympia last year was undoubtedly Hunter's best look ever. It's just the fact that the competition that has also leveled up so much, especially since the year he made his Olympia debut, which was back in 2020, and he was able to make top 4 at the Olympia 2021. And that same physique from the Olympia 2020, that would struggle to even place top 10 in this current lineup. So do you guys think Hunter has the capability to beat his best ever at the Olympia, which was 4th? Because in my opinion, that is gonna be pretty damn hard. This has to be the first real physique update from Sergio Oliva Jr. after he started working with Stefan as his coach. Now the man is flying under the radar, and not many people realize that Sergio is just 12 weeks out of his first show of this year. And this is gonna be his comeback show since Cali Pro 2023. Yes, his stats, they haven't been very good, especially for the past few years. But he is one of the biggest and the tallest bodybuilders in the current roster of bodybuilding. And the man blames his lack of success in terms of the number of pro wins that he had during his career to his inability to peak right, especially on the day of the shoot. Because for those of you guys who do not know, the man has got only one pro win, which was the New York Pro back in 2017. I guess we're gonna find out soon enough, because this is gonna be his first pro show with a different coach, other than Chris Aceto. And for the people who do not know, he has shown interest in doing this upcoming FIBO Germany, which is scheduled in April, just 1 week after the Arnold Brazil. So we are expecting to see some other very good names, like Goodrito, Carlos Thomas Jr., and maybe James Hollingshead to jump into that show as well. So James Hollingshead has also confirmed that he is not only doing this upcoming Detroit Pro, but FIBO as well. And how interesting is that? Both Sergio and James, they are currently being coached by Stefan. So Sergio right now is 40 years old. So if he doesn't deliver this year, he is most probably gonna be done as a competitor in the Men's Open. Now for the record, Sergio does want some very good competition at this upcoming FIBO Germany. He doesn't want to win a show where there are no big names and in a weak lineup.
Well, of course, I have to see myself as a favorite as I'm defending the Arnold Classic title. So there is a lot of pressure on me, but it's a pressure I like because I love this kind of feeling that I'm being taken seriously. I loved it at the Olympia, even though there was a lot of different pressure there as well due to other circumstances, but the Arnold Classic is the competition for me to win.
That is a very bold statement from the reigning Arnold Classic champion Wesley Wizards, considering he placed top 8 at this past Miss Olympia, a show in which he was supposed to challenge Chris Bumstead for the Olympia title. Now he has to beat Michael Double first, who was 7th at the Olympia last year, to get to Mike Sommerfeld. But what else do you guys expect from the reigning Arnold champion? He cannot say that he's going in there to lose the title. But one thing that he promised all of his fans is that his legs are gonna be bigger and better at this upcoming Arnold for sure.
Because I can promise you, the legs will be improved. Even though I'm saying it every single time, this time after the coach Stefan Kienzel training camp Marley torturing me every single time I'm doing a leg day in this vintage gym. We must see those results.
Now, as far as this argument is concerned, that the Arnold Classic and the Olympia, they are judged kinda differently. In my opinion, that just isn't true. Because at both these shows, we have the same judges judging the competition. And both these shows are two of the biggest shows in the world. Now, Wesley was able to win the Arnold last year because he was peaked to absolute perfection. And all the other guys, the top guys like Urs, Ramon, they were kinda off. And Wesley we saw slip just a little bit at this past Miss Olympia. And that cost him severely in terms of his placings. Now, on a separate note, there was a lot of hype behind Wesley all the way to last year's Miss Olympia. And the man also made some very bold statements leading into the Olympia last year, where he said it over and over again that his plan is to give Chris Bumstead the toughest battle of his career, and also that Ramon Dino will never be able to beat him again. So this upcoming Arnold, that will make things very clear, and who will most likely be the next Classic Physique Olympia champion. Next up, we have Akeem Williams, who was on Fuad's Real Bodybuilding podcast. And as a veteran Olympian, the one question that had to be asked was what are Akeem's expectations going into this upcoming Arnold?
So at the Arnold, then you're looking for that like top 3 spot, top 5 spot at least,
Yeah,
right?
that's my definitely my goal for the Arnold top 3 spot.
So we have Samson, Derek, Andrew. You're looking to be in the mix with those guys.
Yeah.
And the man just did not say top 4 without any reason, because top 4 is gonna be one hell of an accomplishment for Akeem, especially in this lineup. He wants to be in the mix with all these other top guys like Derek, Samson, and Andrew. Because if you take into account the fact that he was able to beat Brandon Kerry, William Bonac, Rafael Brandel at the finals of this past Miss Olympia, his top 4 placing, that starts to look more realistic. And I'm sure you guys haven't forgotten that Akeem was solid top 4 at the Arnold, Ohio last year during the finals, beating guys like James Hollingshead and John Del Rosso. So as stated earlier, the top 3 at this upcoming Arnold, they are pretty much locked in, with Samson, Derek, and Andrew. But we have to keep in mind, there are like 5 guys who can potentially grab that 4th place spot. And one of them is undoubtedly Akeem Williams, who by the way is being counted out by a number of people out there. Now Akeem got better and better throughout the 6 shows that he did last year. And maybe this trend is gonna continue, starting with this upcoming Arnold, which obviously gonna be his first show of the year. The Cali Pro champion from 2023, Ross Patrick, or also known as Ross Flanagan, has just started this prep. Now he is also among those guys who did not compete after the Olympiad 2023. So add him to that long list of guys who are making their comeback after more than 1 year, which makes this upcoming season a lot more competitive and a lot more exciting. Now we have to keep in mind nobody predicted that Ross would beat Tonio Burton and also Sergio at Cali Pro 2 years back. But he was hard as nails and absolutely shredded to the bone. Now his biggest weakness, that is the imbalance between his upper and lower body, as his quads are so freaking huge, but the upper body just doesn't match up to his lower body. And that is why he dedicated the whole year to growing phase to bring his upper body somewhat on par with his lower body, because correcting that imbalance, that was the top priority. Now truthfully, his quads will always stand out, because at that level, it's more about his genetics, and it has very little to do with his training style. And if Ross shows up with that same conditioning, but added thickness in the upper body, at least to a certain extent, a condition that he's able to bring every single time, and the man is so consistent with that, that is gonna make him a lot more competitive. So hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video, and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.